Welcome to the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu. We do these deep dives to unpack these amazing business books. And today we're tackling The Common Path to Uncommon Success.
A roadmap to financial freedom and fulfillment, no less.
That's it. And the 1 Hour Guide summarizing it is a fantastic resource. The goal is to give you, the listener, a clear path to building a successful business, without getting bogged down in the weeds.
It's like we're extracting those golden nuggets from John Lee Dumas's work, giving you the core lessons he shares, so you get the essence without having to sift through everything.
Right. And one of the biggest takeaways from this 1 Hour Guide, and really Dumas's whole philosophy, is that creating a business that gives you both financial freedom and that sense of fulfillment, it's not like some magical thing that happens to a select few.
Yeah, it's not about luck or some secret formula.
Exactly. The 1 Hour Guide makes it clear it's a structured, repeatable process. Anyone can follow it.
And to make it even more digestible, the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu breaks this entire process down into 4 distinct phases.
And understanding these phases is like getting the keys to the kingdom.
Absolutely.
So let's kick things off with phase 1. We're talking foundation.
Building that solid base.
Right. Foundation, finding your big idea and audience. Now, the 1 Hour Guide starts by stressing the importance of clarity. It's like you can't build a house on sand, right?
Makes sense. You need that firm ground before you start laying bricks.
Exactly. So step 1 is finding your big idea. But here's the thing. The 1 Hour Guide doesn't just say, oh, have a cool idea. It goes deeper.
How so?
It pushes you to find that sweet spot, that overlap between your passions and what you're actually good at.
So what you love and what you're skilled at.
Yes. Passion gives you that fire, that drive, but expertise. That's what lets you actually execute, bring that passion to life.
The guide even suggests making a list. Write down all the things you're passionate about, and next to them, all the things you're really good at.
I love that exercise.
Yeah.
Because you start to see those connections emerge.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm obsessed with vintage board games.
That's your passion.
And I happen to be amazing at online marketing. Boom. Maybe my big idea is building a vibrant online community for vintage board game enthusiasts, maybe even an online marketplace.
Okay, that's a good example. But the 1 Hour Guide also makes a crucial point. You can't just have an idea in a bubble. It has to solve a real problem for a real audience.
Right. No matter how cool that vintage board game community is, if there isn't a need for it, it's not going to take off.
You're right. And that's where the idea of niching down comes in.
Now, this might sound counterintuitive at first. Niching down means focusing on a smaller, more specific group of people.
Instead of trying to be everything to everyone.
Exactly. And the 1 Hour Guide explains how powerful this can be.
Because when you niche down, you become the go-to expert for a particular group of people. You understand their unique needs and challenges.
Right. Let's say instead of just fitness, you focus on fitness for busy entrepreneurs.
You're speaking directly to their pain point, that lack of time, the stress of running a business.
It's so much more effective than just saying, hey, I'm a personal trainer.
Precisely. And by niching down, you also face less competition. You're not competing with every fitness expert out there.
I get it. It's like that saying, the riches are in the niches.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got your niche. The next crucial step, according to the 1 Hour Guide.
You need to know your audience like the back of your hand. You have to define your ideal customer, create what the guide calls an avatar.
Ah, the avatar. This isn't just about basic demographics like age and location.
No, it's about getting into their heads, understanding their goals, their frustrations, their aspirations, their deepest desires.
And the guide really emphasizes the importance of understanding what they're struggling with, because that's where your business comes in.
Right. You're providing solutions to their specific problems. Like, imagine your avatar is Sarah, a freelance writer who's trying to scale her business.
Okay, I can picture Sarah.
What are her biggest challenges? What keeps her up at night? Is it finding clients, managing her time, getting paid what she's worth? Understanding Sarah's specific needs informs exactly what kind of support or product she'd be willing to invest in.
It's like creating a detailed portrait of your perfect customer so you can tailor everything you do directly to them.
Exactly.
Now, once you've got your avatar crystal clear in your mind, the 1 Hour Guide dives into choosing your primary content platform.
That's how you're going to connect with your audience, build that relationship.
And this is where focus comes in. The guide recommends committing to one platform initially. Don't try to be everywhere at once.
Spread yourself too thin.
Right. So are you going to focus on blogging, podcasting, video? What platform does your avatar hang out on?
That's where you need to be. Master one before you try to conquer them all.
Makes sense. And this foundation phase in the 1 hour guide wraps up with two really valuable pieces of advice.
Let me guess, mentorship and mastermind groups.
You got it.
The 1 hour guide presents them as like these secret weapons for accelerating your success.
Absolutely. A mentor, someone who's a few steps ahead of you, can provide invaluable guidance. They can help you navigate the pitfalls, the challenges that they've already overcome.
And a mastermind group, that's like having a team of cheerleaders and advisors all rolled into one.
It's that community of like-minded entrepreneurs who support each other, hold each other accountable, and brainstorm together.
Yeah, they offer fresh perspectives, they keep you motivated when things get tough.
Okay, so we've built a solid foundation.
We have our big idea, we know our audience, we've got a mentor and a supportive community.
Now it's time to move into phase 2, execution.
This is where we take all those ideas and turn them into reality.
Exactly. Building and launching your business.
hmm
And the 1 hour guide is very clear. This phase is all about action.
Taking consistent, focused action.
Right. Creating valuable content, engaging with your audience, and finally launching your initial offer to the world.
The 1 hour guide stresses that consistency is key. You have to show up regularly, deliver value, build that trust with your audience.
And that takes discipline and patience. It's not an overnight success kind of thing.
Definitely not. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
To help stay consistent, the 1 hour guide recommends having a content production plan.
What does that look like?
It means identifying those key themes that resonate with your avatar and actually creating a content calendar to keep you on track. It even suggests batching your content creation.
Batching, so like creating multiple pieces of content at once.
Exactly. That way you're not starting from scratch every time you sit down to work.
Makes sense. It saves time and mental energy.
Right. The 1 hour guide also encourages focusing on providing value over perfection.
Oh, I like that.
It's easy to get caught up in trying to make everything perfect, but the reality is your audience is going to appreciate useful content, even if it's not perfectly polished.
It's better to get something out there and then refine it based on feedback than to never release anything because you're waiting for it to be flawless.
Exactly. And speaking of feedback, the guide emphasizes the importance of actively listening to your audience,
Pay attention to their comments, their questions, their reactions to your content.
because that's going to guide you in refining your offerings, making them even better.
Oh, constantly learning and evolving.
Okay, so you're creating content consistently, engaging with your audience. Now comes the big moment, the launch.
The moment you put your offer out there for the world to see.
And the 1 hour guide makes it very clear. A successful launch doesn't happen by accident. It requires a strategy.
What kind of strategy are we talking about?
Well, the guide outlines several key elements. First, you need to generate buzz. Get people excited about what you're launching.
Create anticipation.
Exactly. Then, leverage your network. Tell everyone you know, share it on social media, reach out to influencers.
And the 1 hour guide really emphasizes the importance of collaborations.
Working with other people in your niche.
Yeah, partnering up to cross-promote each other's offerings. It's a win-win.
Right. And arguably the most crucial piece of the launch puzzle, according to the guide, building an email list.
An email list. Why is that so important?
Because it gives you a direct line of communication with people who are interested in what you have to offer.
They've actively opted in to hear from you.
Exactly. It's like having a captive audience who's already raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested.
You're not just shouting into the void.
Now, before you even launch a product or service, the 1 hour guide has this really insightful step.
What's that?
It stresses the importance of deeply understanding your audience's biggest pain points.
We talked about that with the avatar, right?
Yes, but here goes even deeper. The 1 hour guide suggests actively seeking out this information using surveys, polls, direct conversations.
So you're not just assuming you know what their problems are, you're actually asking them.
Exactly. Why is this so important at this stage?
Because it ensures that what you're creating is something that people genuinely want and are willing to pay for.
You're not wasting time and energy creating something that nobody needs.
Precisely. And to guide those interested people from initial awareness to actually becoming paying customers, the 1 hour guide introduces the concept of a sales funnel,
It's like a journey you take your potential customers on.
a guided path.
Right. And the 1 hour guide emphasizes that it needs to be structured, strategic. You're not just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
You're nurturing those initial connections with valuable content, strategically moving them through different stages.
Ultimately leading them to that point of purchase.
Each step in the funnel has a purpose.
Okay, we've laid the groundwork, we've launched our business. Now it's time to talk about the money.
This is where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Phase 3, monetization, turning your business into a revenue-generating machine.
Hmm.
And the one-hour guide makes one thing very clear.
What's that?
Monetization has to be intentional. It can't be an afterthought.
It needs to be baked into your business plan from the beginning.
Right. It's not just about creating something awesome. It's about creating something awesome that people will pay for.
And that goes back to understanding those pain points, the problems your audience is willing to invest in solving.
The guide really drills down on this. It's not just about what they like. It's about what they need.
What are they desperate for? What are they willing to pay to fix?
And once you've identified those core needs, the one-hour guide emphasizes crafting a high-value product or service that directly addresses them.
It's about creating a solution that's so good, so valuable, that people will gladly hand over their money.
But it's not just about the product itself.
What else is there?
The one-hour guide stresses the importance of packaging and presentation. How you present your offer is just as crucial as the offer itself.
You have to communicate the value effectively.
And remember that sales funnel we talked about earlier.
Hmm.
It plays a huge role in actually converting those interested people into paying customers.
The guide even suggests offering a free lead magnet as the first step in the funnel.
A lead magnet. What's that?
It's something valuable that you give away for free in exchange for someone's email address.
Ah, so you're providing value up front.
And building your email list at the same time. It's a win-win.
Okay, so you've got your lead magnet, you're building your email list. The one-hour guide then advises nurturing those leads, continuing to provide value.
Before you hit them with the sales pitch.
Exactly. It's about building a relationship. And when it comes to making money, the one-hour guide has another piece of advice that I think is brilliant.
What's that?
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your income streams.
Don't rely on just one product or service.
Right. The guide recommends combining active income, like doing one-on-one coaching or offering services, with passive income streams.
Ah, passive income, the holy grail for many entrepreneurs.
Right. This could be creating and selling online courses, memberships, maybe even leveraging affiliate marketing.
So you're not just trading time for money. You're building assets that can generate income even when you're not actively working on them.
Exactly. And to create even more opportunities for sales, the one-hour guide highlights the importance of actively increasing traffic to your business.
Getting more eyeballs on your offers.
And there are several ways to do this. You've got SEO, search engine optimization.
Getting your website to rank higher in search results.
Then there's paid advertising.
Running ads on social media or search engines.
And don't forget the power of partnerships.
Collaborating with other businesses to tap into their audiences.
And underpinning all of this, the one-hour guide by Anil Nathu really stresses the importance of good financial management.
Knowing your numbers.
It's not just about making money, it's about managing that money effectively.
Tracking your income, your expenses, knowing where every dollar is going.
And reinvesting wisely to fuel further growth.
You need a clear understanding of your financials to make smart business decisions.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about building, launching, and making money.
The fundamentals are in place.
Now it's time to talk about scaling, which is phase 4.
Taking your profitable business to the next level.
Exactly. Scaling, automating, and growing your business sustainably. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs hit a wall.
They get overwhelmed.
They try to do everything themselves.
And they burn out.
The one-hour guide addresses this head-on. The key to scaling without burning out, it says, is systematization.
Systematization, what does that mean?
It means creating repeatable processes for everything you do in your business.
So you're not reinventing the wheel every time you need to do something.
Exactly. It's about documenting how you do things, creating standard operating procedures.
So that eventually you can delegate tasks to others or even automate them.
You free yourself up to focus on the big picture.
And to help you get out of that doing-it-all-yourself mode, the one-hour guide emphasizes the importance of building a strong team.
Hiring people, delegating tasks.
This is essential for scaling because you simply can't do everything yourself.
It's about leveraging the skills and talents of others to multiply your efforts.
And the one-hour guide reminds us that as you scale, you should continue to focus on diversifying your income streams.
Finding new ways to generate revenue, maybe turning some of those active income streams into passive ones.
Exploring new markets, new product variations.
It's about building a business that's resilient, that can weather any storm, And of course, as you scale, you need to continue optimizing your financial management.
That never goes away.
Right. Tracking your key metrics, reinvesting strategically, building those healthy financial reserves.
The one-hour guide stresses that financial management becomes even more crucial as your business grows.
And finally, a point that's often overlooked, but that the one-hour guide really emphasizes, is the importance of maintaining a work-life balance.
It's not just about building a successful business, it's about building a fulfilling life.
Exactly. Setting boundaries, prioritizing your health, making time for the things that matter most.
Because ultimately, what's the point of all this success if you're not happy?
Right. So, to sum it all up, our deep dive into the common path to uncommon success, as summarized in the one-hour guide by Anil Nathu, really highlights that building a thriving business is about following a structured process.
It's not about magic or luck.
It's about focusing on your foundation, executing consistently, monetizing strategically, and scaling sustainably.
And it's about remembering that your well-being is just as important as your bottom line.
Now, for our final thought for you, the listener, we've gone through these 4 phases: foundation, execution, monetization, and scaling. Which of these phases is currently demanding most of your attention? What's one key insight from our discussion today that you can apply to that phase right now to move your entrepreneurial journey forward?
Take a moment to really reflect on that.
And as always, thank you for joining us today on the one-hour guide by Anil Nathu. If you want even more in-depth insights, make sure to check out the book. You can find it on the one-hour guide website.
Happy reading.
Until next time.